Okay, so good morning, my dear students. Welcome to our virtual class for this morning. Before I proceed, I would like to introduce myself to you. I am Maria Ana C. Robles, your online learning coordinator or your OLC for this course. I am one of the faculty members of College of Arts and Sciences at AMA Malolo City, Bulacan. Okay, so for our course code, we have here UGRD ENG 101, Section 3 for 2113T, and this is Communication Skills 1. And our topic for this morning are developing a paragraph using solution and problem, and also persuasive writing. And for our learning objectives, we have here at the end of the discussion, we will be able to distinguish between and among patterns of development in writing across disciplines of problem solution paragraph and persuasive paragraph. Okay, and then another one, explain how to write persuasive writing, and hopefully give examples of paragraph through persuasion and problem solution. So these are our learning objectives for this morning. Now, let us start by discussing first the paragraph development using problem solution. Okay. Now, problem solution paragraphs, as the term implies, presents and identifies a problem and proposes possible solution or solutions. Okay. Now, in composing this type of writing or in composing this type of essay, you must present an argument or stand and support it with reliable evidence in order to persuade the readers to make a particular move or action, according to Kemper and others in 2016. Now, according to Soles in 2010, topics for problem solution essays are typically framed in the form of questions, since it is a problem solution paragraph. Now, problem solution essay can provide answers to 5 W's and 1 H. And these 5 W's are the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, and the 1 H is the how questions. Okay. Now, Soles in 2010 also added that this type of essay has essentially 2 parts. Okay, and these are a full explanation of the nature of the problem, and followed by an analysis of solutions and their likelihood of success. So again, these essential parts of this type of essay are the full explanation of the nature of the problem and also the analysis of solutions for this specific problem. Okay, now what are the structure of paragraphs in a problem solution essay? Now, Nordquist in 1995 suggested the following structures of a problem solution paper that may serve as a guide on what to include in this type of essay. And these are the introduction, the problem paragraph, the solution paragraph, and eventually the conclusion. Now, for the introduction part, or the forefront of the essay, it serves as the beginning paragraph of the essay, the introduction. And this introduction must serve to capture the reader's attention. Okay. This may contain the thesis statement wherein the problem or topic at hand is presented. So this is where the problem is defined, the reason why it is significant to a specific group of people or your target audience or your target readers. So the introduction. Now, next is the problem paragraph. Now, this paragraph or these paragraphs will dwell on the elaboration of the problem, effectively conveying the importance of a solution. So in here, you may present reliable sources and evidences to support your stand. So this is where the problem is being explained, is being identified, being explained, and being elaborated. Then right after the problem paragraph is the solution paragraph. It presents and describes a concrete solution to the stated problem. So explain how the solution is better than other probable solutions. Okay. And then lastly, the conclusion or the ending. Okay. Now, conclusion is where you can conclude or you can end the essay with a connection between the problem and its proposed solution. Okay. So these are the structure paragraphs in a problem solution essay. Now, I have here an example of problem solution paragraph entitled Silk Cloth. Okay, so let me read to you the example. Silk legends record that about 2640 BC, a Chinese empress, Ling Qi, watched the little silkworms spin cocoons in the mulberry tree. So she unwound one of the threads from a cocoon, and it was one very long strand of shiny thread. Silk has the longest strand of any natural plant or animal fiber. So the challenge was to develop some kind of winding device so that the silk thread could be made into cloth. Okay. So no one knows for sure when the Chinese first developed silk winding machines. However, there is mention of such devices in Chinese dictionaries in the 2nd century AD. Now, actual spinning wheels, however, came much later, perhaps the 11th century AD. And even today, China is the world or the world's leading producer of quality silk cloth. Now, in this example, if we will follow the structures of the problem solution paragraph, we can see here the introduction. Okay, the introductory part. Okay, and then the introductory part about the silk cloth. Okay, and then after which there is the problem paragraph or problem statement on how to make this cocoons, okay, into a silk cloth. Okay, and then through a device, a winding device or a winding machine. Okay, the problem is being solved, okay, through the spinning wheel. So we can produce silk cloth from spin cocoons of worms by or through the spinning wheels. And there is also this conclusionary statement. Okay, so this is an example of problem solution paragraph. Okay, and then let's move on to persuasive writing. Okay, now persuasion or persuasive writing. Now, much like problem solution essays, persuasion seeks to urge readers to take a particular action, according to Forlini and others in 1990. Now, the main goal of persuasive essays is to convince the reader to agree to the writer's opinions, or at the very least, take it into serious consideration. Okay. Now, another term for persuasion is convincing. So in persuasive writing, you have to convince your readers to agree to your opinion. Okay. And according to Forlini in 1990, the purpose of persuasive writing is to obtain the reader's agreement on a matter of opinion. Okay. Now, in persuasive writing, a writer takes a position for or against an issue and writes to convince the reader to believe or do something on your claim. Now, the statements given in persuasive essays are heavy on opinion while based on facts. And the opinions of the writer must be, letter A, controversial enough, or something that would inspire conversation and debate. Second, it should be significant and interesting to the readers. And then, of course, it should be supported by evidence, okay, according to Forlini in 1990. Now, in here, tone is crucial, okay, or tone is crucial or important in writing persuasive essays. Reasonable and fair language would win over readers, while strong and negative words may cause the writer's work to lose credibility. Now, supporting details weigh the most in persuasive essays, as this will serve as reasons for readers to support your stand or argument. Now, these supporting details are founded by facts and thoroughly explained for the reader's benefit. Now, it is also vital or important that in order to prove your stand, you must thoroughly research about the issues you are about to discuss. So it is very important that you are knowledgeable on what you are saying. So make a list of your strongest arguments composed of facts and data. Introduce a new reason or fact with every paragraph. Now, where do you find persuasive writing, or where can we find persuasive writing? We can find it in an advertisements to get the reader to buy a certain product. You can also find it in newspapers, magazines, essays, and other texts to get the reader to accept the point of view. And you can also find them in speeches, petitions, and political cartoons to convince readers to believe a certain political viewpoint. Especially nowadays that election is nearly coming. So most of the politicians who are candidates for the elections are being they are about to deliver their speeches, their advocacies, their petitions, and even they make political cartoons to convince us to vote for them. Okay. Now, you can also find persuasive writing on blogs, web pages, and social media sites to convince the reader to subscribe to or follow the author. So this is where we can find persuasive writings. Now, what are some of the examples of persuasive writing? So we have editorials, we have essays, in advertisements, in speeches delivered by speakers, petitions, advocacies, political cartoons, editorial letters, on social media, like on the different blogs, tweets, Facebook, and advice columns. Okay. Now, persuasive arguments should have the following. Okay, so this is very important. Persuasive arguments should have the following. First, there should be a claim. Okay, and then evidence supporting this claim or these reasons. It is very important to have this supporting evidence or supporting evidences to support what you are saying. And then an opposing viewpoint with counter arguments, and of course, conclusion. Now, in terms of persuasive techniques, people are not always logical. So emotion can play a key role in decision making. That's why writers and speakers use persuasive techniques or methods that are intended to sway people's feelings and actions. And these techniques are appeals by association, emotional appeals, and loaded appeals. So what is this appeals by association technique? Now, appeals by association link an idea or a product to something or someone positive or influential. Okay, so we can say a bandwagon appeal, where we can tap into people's desire to belong. And then testimonial, this is very important, testimony. For example, it uses celebrities or satisfied customers to persuade people. So this is actually a living proof, testimony that, for example, a certain product is really effective. Okay, and then transfer, connect a product or connects product, a candidate, or a cause with a positive image or idea. Okay, for example, the endorser of a certain product. Okay, he should have a positive image or over the for the people to be convinced on what you are saying. And then emotional appeals use strong feelings rather than facts to persuade. Okay, so we have here appeal to pity, taps into people's compassion for others. Then we have appeal to fear, praise upon people's fear for their safety. And then appeal to vanity, uses flattery to win people over. Okay. And then we have the last one, loaded language. Uses words with strongly positive or negative associations. Now, words with positive associations call up favorable images, feelings, or experiences, whereas words with negative associations may bring to mind unpleasant images, unpleasant feelings, or experiences, and this often create a sense of distress or unease. Okay, so we should always make use of words with positive associations. Okay, now in concluding a persuasive essay, when generating a conclusion for this persuasive essay, writers should do the following. Wrapping up the argument, okay, or summarizing the argument, restate the claim or restate the reasons, and you could also provide a new appeal to needs or values, add additional commentaries or commentary, ask for readers to take action or change thinking, and refrain from repeating information. So these are the different ways on how to conclude or how to end a persuasive essay. Now, I have here an example of persuasive paragraph. Okay, an example of persuasive paragraph about wearing school uniforms. How to convince students and parents in wearing school uniforms. So school uniforms should be mandatory for all students for a number of reasons. First, they make everyone equal. In this way, the rich kids are on the same level as the poor ones. So in addition, getting ready for school can be much faster and easier. So many kids waste time, or many students waste time in choosing what to wear to school. And they are often unhappy with their final choices. So most important, some studies shows that school uniforms make students perform better since they are in school. Many people might say that uniforms take away from personal freedom, but I believe that the benefits are stronger than the drawbacks. So this is to convince students and parents alike in wearing school uniforms in school. Okay, so these are the different information on how to develop or how to write a paragraph using problem solution, and how to develop a paragraph using persuasion or persuasive writing. Okay, so that concludes our short discussion about developing a paragraph. Thank you for attending our virtual class for this morning. Keep safe, everyone, and God bless us all. Thank you.